Good evening, it's Brian at Fitzpatrick's Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare. I want to show you the new Kona EV. This is a really nice car. This one over here. It's just come into the garage. I've driven it even up the road. Wow, like it's actually one of the nicest cars I've ever driven. And I don't mean that just because it's an electric car. I mean it's just actually one of the nicest cars I've ever driven. I cannot get over the amount of power in the car. I suppose it's not exactly what you call it. Everyone knows with EVs, if they know anything about them, they know how immediate and crisp the response is. But oh my God, it is it is something else to go. It's really fast. And I know that's not the reason that people are going to buy this car, but I have, I suppose, to some extent, been a little bit sad that combustion engines are starting to die off and hybrid and electric stuff is starting to come in a little bit more now. But after driving that, I had a smile on my face. I actually had a smile on my face after driving this car, which I'm really happy about, because that means that driving pleasure is still going to be something that you'll be able to achieve by owning a car like this. That beeping sound is just to say that I've gotten out of the car without the key, by keeping the key in my hand, even though the car is running. Anyway, we are Fitzpatrick's Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare. We are a family-run business in operation for almost 70 years. If you want any information on one of these cars, please do give me a call, 086 843 1945, or if you come to the garage in Kildare town, please do ask for Brian, it'll be much appreciated. We're going to have a quick run down the car. Car's only arrived, so I haven't really got the exact numbers in terms of charging times and stuff like that, so I will have to report further, but if you do give me a ring, I will have them. But we'll go through what we can for the moment anyway, because the car's just in and I haven't gone on a training course for this car yet. So, right, first thing is, these are nice LED taillights, and they're also the brake lights as well, so they light up quite brightly when you hit the brakes. Parking sensors are standard across the back along through there. The nice thing is, spoiler remains obviously, as it was on the standard Kona. In terms of the inside, the nice thing is, the boot is quite good. So I suppose a lot of the time with electric cars, you can find people are a little bit concerned that the boot's not going to be big enough. But it is plenty big. And then actually under there, we had a customer in today who asked, is that where the battery is underneath? But actually, your tire deflation kit and another charging setup is in through here. So, again, bear with me because this is all one-handed. So you got two cables, like what we had in the Ioniq. So one cable in here is basically going to be allowing us to work off the faster charge points, which are basically plugging into the charge point and plugging into the car. What I mean by the charge points are something similar to, I was going to try and plug it in and all that crack, but this camera doesn't allow me to do that. But one of these kind of charge points, which some people will have in their homes, or else this is like the ones you see on the side of the street and stuff like that. So that will allow you to charge from one of those. Or if you don't have an option like that, then you're going to go a bit old school and you're going to go with, we'll say, literally, and I don't mean this is what you're doing, but it's as crude as saying I'm going to have basically the cable running from my car to the inside of the house, where I just use a normal 3-pin plug socket. Where is it? There it is, simple as that. So I guess what I'm saying to you, think about it this way. I can use this one here, plugs into any, you know what that is, and that plugs into the car, and then it's going to tell you the information in here is how much charge is done and all that kind of stuff. Or else you're going to use the cable, which has two, not identical, but similar ends of these here. They pop open, and basically then they, one of them goes from the charge point into the car at the front, and obviously your charge point on the outside. Okay, the beeping again is just telling me I've got the car running. Actually, what we might do very quickly is show you where it plugs in. So I'm going to turn it off. Again, I apologise, I know this is going to be like the longest video on the face of the universe about Ioniq, but somebody might get some use out of this, because this is some of the boring stuff, but yes, somebody out there is going to say, actually I didn't realise how you actually go about this. So let's think about it this way. We've got my plug, fine. So I'm going to plug that into a wall or whatever I'm going to do with it. There it is there, fine. And then at the front of the car, I'm going to pop that open. In this case here, it's telling me how much charging. That would be handy, we'll say, if you walk back to the car and it was still charging, you're wondering what was going on. This here, better with two hands, I'm not going to lie to you. There you go, it's plugged in. So all I would have to do is just find a home for that, and that'll be it. She'll be plugged in, and that's it. Okay, we'll just pop this back on, and then once you're finished your charge, that's it. Charging times, I am going to have to come back to you on, because, like, let's think about it this way. The usual way, actually, think about it this way. This cable here is going to be the slower cable, so that's going to take longer to charge up, and this is a big, big battery. Like, we've charged this fully, and it seems to be in the region of 475, which I was kind of dubious about, and we haven't test driven the car long enough yet, so we will confirm over time. This is going to be the quicker one, so that's going to give you a quicker charge time. From my basic understanding, the slow chargers, nothing you can do about it, it's not really going to speed up. That quicker, thicker cable, depending what you plug it into, there's probably two types of chargers that are going to charge that, i.e. if you go to a faster charger, obviously it'll be a fast charge, and then if you go to maybe one of the more regular ones you see outside train stations and all that, it won't be quite as fast, but it'll still be fast. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone on the internet, please do, but that's my understanding of it so far. And, okay, let's close that down. Right, in terms of the inside, it's really bright. That's what's nice about this car. It's a lovely interior, it's really bright. 3 3-point safety belts, armrest in the centre, safety belts down through there, ISOFIX over here, ISOFIX over here. Really from here forward, this is a car. Nothing more than a normal car that you would see every day. You don't need to know anything about the electrical side of it. You've seen how simple it is to work and charge. And that's kind of it. Everything's going to be a car after that. I like all the silver though. Electric through windows, mirrors, electric folding mirrors in through there. The wheels are a nice 17-inch alloy, and they are a well thought out aerodynamic style to the wheel. Dipped headlights here, full headlights in through here, parking lights here, which are also DRL's daytime running lights. Obviously we don't need as much cooling going into the battery, so unlike the normal Kona, we have a big flat grille in through there, and that's quite stylish down through the bottom in here as well. But it's really futuristic looking. It reminds me of something. I don't actually know anything about Star Wars, but it looks like some sort of robot that I thought was in Star Wars. Droid is that what they call it. Anyway, let's keep moving. Okay, in terms of the seat, height adjuster, lumbar, obviously rear area. That is a half leather interior. No, sorry, I'm lying to you. It's a full leather interior. Full leather interior. Okay, starting the car. So I'm going to press this button. I'm just going to show you on the dash here. Press the button. That's it. We're good to go. Straight. Like, how easy is that? Armrest, actually, and one thing, there's a massive area in through the centre. Unlike a normal car where you're going to have your gear knob and your handbrake and all that stuff. Nice big storage area. USB connector in through here with wireless charging, which is cool. This is your gearbox. Reverse, neutral, park, drive. And when we go for reverse, we get our big parking camera in through there as well, which is on the floating dash up through there. There is, let's go back into park for a sec. Oops, heated seat for the driver. Oh yeah, okay, it doesn't flick, just kind of touch, fine. Heated seat for the passenger. Heated windscreen, sorry, heated steering wheel. Sorry, it's getting late in the evening, I'm getting a bit dumb. Drive mode, so that's kind of cool because if you look here, it changes the display in through here. So we have, when you put your foot down, it's telling you how much power you're using, and you see the way, you have your speedo, see the 10 in the background, that kind of rotates. So you'll see 10, 20, 30 in the background. It's just, look, it's only a small thing, it's quite nice. On to the next one, that is your eco drive mode. So there is kind of displays along through there, which is going to show you, and again, I'll have to see in your test drive, I can't really do it on this camera, but lots of shapes, which are basically trying to engage you with the car, I presume, where you're kind of going to try and drive in the most economical fashion. And I see that as well. You watch these shapes and lights and stuff like that, and actually as you start looking at it, it's kind of influencing how you drive and your mood and stuff like that. So it is, how would you say, it's an aid to increase efficiency. After that then, this is your normal clock. So at 394 at the moment, And every time I press this over here, it's giving me different drive modes in through here. And there's a noticeable difference. You go into sport, the car kind of moves on, throttle sensitivity, all that kind of stuff picks up. It's unreal on acceleration, unreal. Like, it's really, really good. Okay, fair enough, there's probably some people out there that have driven Teslas and things like that, I haven't. But this is one of the quickest accelerating cars we have for sale right now, bar none. Like, doesn't it look so futuristic? All these little buttons here. Like, doesn't it, in a way, I know it's a car, but it doesn't seem like a car. It's more like an aircraft. Handbrake is in through there. And then after that, all these buttons here are just related to heating controls and all that kind of stuff as well. So what a nice, this is just a nice place to be. That's exactly how I describe it. Trip information in here for average speed. I was going to say fuel efficiency, but that's not true. Lane keep assist. So this is a given an idea of how our battery is running over here. We've done 9% of dynamic driving in this car today, and I'm not going to lie to you, that was me this afternoon. 50% normal, 76 economical. It's just telling you what your kind of drive cycle has been. Down here, current speed zone that we're in. But one of the big things you're going to want to know about in here is, I'm just going to close this for a sec. Let's make sure we're in park, which we are. I'm just going to close the doors because the lights overhead aren't helping in terms of the screen, or maybe they are. Let's see. Right. Okay, so EV. At the moment, the car's got 88% charge. And then the cool thing is you can go into all these sub-menus. So the range is 405, and that's with the climate off. Actually, and one other thing we were saying about the drive modes. See the way the drive mode changes. See the way, actually, as I'm hitting my drive mode, it's probably more applicable over here. So, see the 405 at the top? Eco. Press it again. Comfort. Press it again. Now we're going down to 383. So the drive mode is actually affecting the range. Obviously, the 480 or the high 400 range is going to be based on what type of driving you do as well. So 80% battery, but it's really making me start to think this is quite a realistic range, because I was thinking when it came in first, oh yeah, look, it's 480 and it's going to be probably 25% off that, maybe 350. I think you're going to have a good crack at the top range here. General settings overall on the EV and all that stuff, and then this is going to be things like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and all that kind of stuff, touch and swipe, so nice and easy to use. Just so you see, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, fine. And then after that, it's basically radio and other kind of things like that with the reverse camera. So after that, we have controls over here, which are voice activation for your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. They look like paddles. Well, they are paddles on the steering wheel, but what they're doing is check out, actually when you're driving, so I need to go into a drive mode. See down here, yeah, there you go. See this level down here? So that's basically your regeneration level. So I'm down to 1, or down to 0, or I'm up to 3. So what it's doing is, let's go back into park there for a sec. So what it's doing is basically, when you let off the throttle, I'm not sure if you've ever driven like a forklift. What kind of machine? Oh, you like a tractor lawnmower. If you've ever driven a tractor lawnmower, you let off the pedal and the yoke stops pretty much straight away. That's what kind of it's doing. You can manipulate so if you cruise down the road and say you're driving that I-20 over there, you let off the accelerator, it'll cruise along and slow down, I suppose momentum and gravity and stuff like that will kick in. Whereas with this, you're basically setting it to really, really inhibit the car straight away. So you feel like it's almost like a brake kicking in. But what it's doing is regenerative braking. It's trying to build back up the power of the battery. So it's quite cool. So it depends how much you want that. All this car, you can be really good, but you have to be strategic. You have to use it properly as well. So if you want to get the max out of this car, it's great fun and all that kind of stuff, but if you want to get the max out of that range, you have to be thinking strategically. And look, we're all really bad drivers. You've got to start getting better at driving if you want to get efficiency out of a car. So you're going to have to start thinking about, right, I'm coming up to a junction, why is my foot in the accelerator? Stuff like that. Like, if you look forward and actually think about what you're doing, you can do some unbelievable things, even with combustion engine cars. But something like this, wow, like, I mean, there's no fuel bill. And actually, somebody made a point actually that has an electric car. They were saying, well, do you know what's actually happening? We have a combustion engine car and we're not using it anymore. The mileage is all going up in the electric car because it's free to drive. Like, okay, there's a bit of an electricity bill, but he actually feels bad now when he's taking a combustion engine car. So anyway, that is the Kona EV. If you want more specific information, please do give me a call, but hopefully that's been useful so far. As we were saying, it's an amazing car to drive. It's going to have quite a long range. It needs to be road tested by yourselves, and obviously the general public. So I'll know probably in a few months' time, after people have started owning them, what they're really getting out of them. But, you know, high 400s promised. It's going to have a good crack at 400 in realistic terms. And if you live in Ireland, that's pretty much the whole of Ireland to get up and down the country in terms of getting to somewhere, charging it overnight and heading back without having to charge on the way. So very, very cool car. Please do give me a shout if you like this car. 086 843 1945. I appreciate your time, and hopefully a car like this is of interest to you, and hopefully that compressor stops making noise. Thanks for taking time to watch.